I'm Scott Yuknis for Climate Impact Company. Let's take a look at the expected character of the tropical cyclone season for the North Atlantic. Well, we do have an unusual development. The outer North Atlantic tropics has turned cooler than normal the last several months, to the point where we haven't seen this type of sea surface temperature anomaly signature since the early to mid-1990s. There are 10 analog years since 1950 when the sea surface temperature anomalies have been this cool in the outer North Atlantic tropics, the main development region for hurricanes. And all 10 of those analog years occurred during the 1970s up into the early 1990s. So an interesting pattern change out there. When the sea surface temperature anomalies are cooler than normal in this region at the onset of tropical cyclone season, hurricane activity tends to be below normal. And we already have a forecast of an evolving El Nino, which also suppresses hurricane activity in the North Atlantic. But compensating for that cool regime in the outer North Atlantic is a warmer than normal Gulf of Mexico, and sea surface temperature anomalies are also quite warm off the east coast of the United States. So that tells us that most of the tropical cyclone activity for 2018 in the North Atlantic is going to be biased towards the Gulf of Mexico and off the east coast of the North Atlantic, much like Chris, a hurricane from a couple of days ago. Interestingly, during these seasons when tropical cyclone season activity has been below normal, that's the seasonal totals, because of the outer North Atlantic is cool and El Nino is developing, there still remains a normal chance of a hurricane hitting the Gulf of Mexico coast or the east coast of the United States. All of the 10 analog years that we've noted have produced hurricanes that have reached the coast. So even though the seasonal activity will be below normal in 2018, we're at normal risk of a hurricane hitting the coast in the Gulf of Mexico or along the Atlantic coast of the eastern United States.